Something I thought would be interesting to talk about was the direction the Brotherhood of Gaming is going. Now,
almost 2015, by the way.
Yeah, so for those who have been following us all this time, you probably...
First of all, God bless you.
You probably noticed at the beginning of the 2014 year that we took the Brotherhood of Gaming into a completely different direction. Whereas it was no longer primarily a Let's Play channel.
1 year ago, we were primarily doing Let's Plays.
Yeah, although we had been doing reviews and other stuff actively.
Yeah.
But Let's Plays seemed to have been the primary focus because that we could pump out the videos easily. It didn't take a lot of effort to make them, and people generally liked them. But then we started to see the market change, and everybody started being able to do it. Like, a company started building, like, streaming programs or abilities to record your gameplay footage and commentary within the consoles themselves, or making it so easily accessible that practically anybody could do it. Whereas at the time that we started, and a lot of people started, it was...
Well, Let's Plays are easy to do, because if you recall, the way we used to do it, we would just set up the microphone, play the game, and just talk and record. It's a lot easier to do. So I guess that's one of the major reasons why you see so many people doing it.
Yeah, back then it wasn't as easy to do as it is now, where they've pretty much made it easily accessible for anybody. Now you have Elgatos and Hop Hogs and things where you can hook it up. You got your HD, you have everything's ready to go, just at the click of a button, click, and there you go. Whereas, like us, you had to get creative with how you had to do it. Sometimes we had to use cameras. Sometimes we had to use DVD recorders. And a whole bunch of discs to save up all this footage on. Like, back then, it was not that easy. There were a lot of things you had to do to make it work right.
Right.
But ever since we saw the market changing and how easily accessible it was getting, we thought it was going to be a lot harder for us to start getting, like, more publicity. Now, bear in mind that we love doing the Brotherhood of Gaming stuff, as always. I mean, it's a hobby, sure, but it's also a livelihood for one of us. So I got to make it, like, one of us has to make this work. And so far, it's doing pretty well.
Like I said, you're like I said earlier, you're the captain of the ship, and you made the decision to go from Let's Plays,
into just creative stuff, just the reviews, stuff that's generally also not easy to do. It takes a lot more time, a lot more work, a lot more effort.
Top 10s reviews.
Yeah, a lot more effort than it does into doing Let's Plays. And now they pretty much say anybody who goes from this to LPs is basically selling out. Like, oh, so you're selling
out. Reviews and stuff are a lot harder to do.
Yeah, they take time and more effort.
And watching someone on YouTube, and I was watching a how-to make video, it's like one of the first things you have to come to grips with is that it's not easy. This isn't easy. It's not something you can just bang out real quickly. It's gonna take time.
Yeah.
It takes time to write scripts. It takes time to research footage. If you're playing the footage yourself, it takes time to play these games and to do these and to do these things.
Yeah, like weeks sometimes.
Yes. And
is that it?
Well,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well,
so
you're like, well, I was like, all right.
I thought you were going somewhere with this.
But yeah, it's like it's not something that's easy to do. It take shoot, man. With my stuff. With my field schedule, it'll take me a couple weeks to do a video. That's why you don't see very many videos for me to do, or a week or two. Because it takes time to get those out.
Yeah, but again, like the market for all of it has become saturated. Like now to the point where it's really hard to get any publicity or getting noticed at all because so many people are trying to make it work.
You were looking at me like that for a second, like, here, come here.
Well.
But
go ahead. But yeah, like a lot of people even give up because like if they don't make it in that one night, then yeah, they quit. They see it as a waste of time. They don't think they have a future in it. Whereas, in our case, we kind of don't have a choice now. Like so much has been invested into it that even if it's taking a long time, I can't afford to stop. I gotta keep working at it and believe that one day it's gonna pay off. Because not only do I really enjoy doing it, and would I love to make this a livelihood, but because again, invested so much time and money into it that it would have been a huge waste, years of time wasted, just to all of a sudden quit and try to find something new to do. So I've really got to try to work at it and make this work. And taking the Brotherhood of Gaming into a different direction seemed like the best way to do it.
Right.
And as always, like we've mentioned, the show is constantly in a state of flux. We're coming up with new ideas, trying to figure out what works, what sticks, what doesn't.
Bringing in new technology. We're using a new microphone by now.
Yeah, we're using a new microphone. So yeah, when you watch the old reviews and you go to the new ones, you can clearly see the differences. Like there were like little animated pictures or little like pictures of me wearing stuff or like sporting different things, or like we tried to do reviews in different ways. And some work and some don't, and I like some of the old stuff, and I really don't like some of the old stuff. Some I wish I could delete and start over. Sometimes it feels like the channel is just flat out starting over and over again, especially when you see the new stuff. Mm-hmm. But that's just how it has been growing. So, yeah, at the start of the 2014 year, we just cut out Let's Plays, and since we were already doing reviews and doing them pretty well,
those kind of moved over to our Twitch channel. If we feel like playing a game, we'll just do it on Twitch.
Yeah, we're just taking it over there. And from there, we just started doing more top 10s, more reviews, more anything that we felt, that was worth time doing. Now, of course, considering that a lot of people are trying to do the same thing too while trying to be creative about it, we're trying to find other new ways to add to it, trying to find collaboration projects, trying to get in contact with higher ups, people that were lucky enough to make it far quicker than we were.
That's always the hard part, because whenever you try to collaborate with someone who has more subs and more views than you do, the first thing they assume is, oh, you're just doing it because you want the views, which is true.
Well, sorta, yeah. But yeah, you can't write. You don't want to write people off in advance.
Right.
Like, at least check them out to see if they're not bullshitting you or stringing you along. Like, right. Where a lot of people have even asked us to collaborate with them.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do that.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I understand the concern is like, you don't want to just collaborate with somebody who
just using you. You know, like, are you just using me, or do you actually want to be my friend?
Well, that too, but of course I'm always interested in having new friends. I mean, come on, yeah, but like when we've gotten asked to do collaboration projects for people, I usually like to check out their channel just to see what they've got going on. Do they have something there? And more often than not, these people have like nothing on their channel. They probably don't have any of the equipment, so it's like, I wouldn't mind collaborating with you to help you kickstart your channel. But if there's nothing there, like, what am I doing? I'm basically promoting a channel that has nothing on it. For all I know, you could do something terrible, and it comes down on me because I didn't know what this channel was, and I was promoting something I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas if you have even if you had 200 or 800 subscribers, if I see that there's a lot of potential with this channel, or you're actually trying, then yeah, definitely, I'll help you. I wouldn't mind helping you out. But unfortunately, even I think it was at SGC this year, back a few months back. A lot of them were talking about YouTubers and a lot of these internet celebrities, and even a lot of people that may have appeared there, that when it comes to collaborations or trying to get in contact with people, it is unfortunately a cruel fact that a lot of them will be very egotistical, and a lot of this fame will have gone to their head, and they will not lift a finger to help you. They probably won't respond to you, and they'll think nothing of you, and unless they feel that they can get something out of you too, they won't even give you a second look. And aside from that, there's also going to be a lot of bad people on the internet. There's people that are going to want to tear you down for no other reason other than just
tear you down.
Yeah, for no reason. And first of all, if you don't think you can handle that, because unfortunately you're going to get it. If you're going to try to get your name out there, you're going to get a lot of people that are probably going to tell you bad things, horrible things that are probably going to send you into a little depressing state. And if you don't think you can handle that and brush that off and treat it like nothing, then it might not be the career for you. Because that stuff can get to you. Words can hurt. But we've learned to not take them seriously, because for every person that drops one of those mean comments or anything, you've always got a very supportive people that are lifting you up and encouraging you to keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, it's very hard to try to get collaborative efforts and try to continue growing when there's a lot of people out there that don't want to lift a finger to help you. Some of these big names, we've tried to contact. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but a lot of them you probably are watching and you're probably fans of. And we've tried to contact them in the nicest way possible, and either they tell us that they basically flat out tell us that we're not good enough for them. Mm-hmm. Not kidding, that actually happened. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but they've pretty much flat out told us that, and we still have the emails that say that we only work with people who are popular, or you have the people that are not going to respond to you, and they're probably going to wish that you fail because they don't want the competition.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Yeah, and it's a really terrible thing to do, to forget your place, like to forget that you're a human being. Mm-hmm. That if somebody needs help, like they're not there to take your fan base. Like if I want your help, like even if it's for views, or if I want to get views and be your friend, like you really can't think the worst of somebody. Like,
well, there's a lot of people too that just have that sort of mentality. Like, listen, if I need to push someone off the boat in order to get more success, I'm gonna push them off the boat. That's just the way that mentality is.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a terrible thing. So, yeah, one of our new ideas for the upcoming year, trying to again further the Brotherhood of Gaming, is trying to personally find ways to go to these conventions that a lot of these big time gamers go to, where it's like at PAX or like these places that are, because apparently that's where these guys go. Mm-hmm. So if you want to have any chance of meeting them or collaborating with them, you gotta be personal with them. You gotta meet them. You gotta get a relationship with them.
How do they get? They must have someone pay for their stuff. That's all.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do.
Like because going to those things aren't cheap.
Yeah, like if you're partnered with Polaris, then yeah, they will pay for you to go. But sometimes you have to plan like months in advance. You got to save up. You gotta make the reservations, and that's how it works. Right. It's a risk, but it's a risk you got to take if you want to make it. Like celebrities or actors or stuff, you think it all came to them? No, they had to take a risk. Like again, my buddy Quentin Flynn, he told me about his story, how he used to live in like Scotland or something with his family, and there was no business out there, and basically on a whim from his buddy in America, he said, move out here to Los Angeles. He took what the little money he had and moved out to Los Angeles. He had nothing, and just started making demo tapes on the old cassettes and we're sending them around to studios, and he was working like low end jobs and finally made it. But yeah, it's a risk out there, and it might take time. It's not going to happen overnight for anybody. If it does, like PewDiePie, then well, congratulations. Like, not going to hate on you, but congrats. For a lot of us, it's a lot harder. But you can't give up, because the road is not narrow. Right. You have to keep working at it, strive to accomplish something. And I think that's what the big thing is here. So yeah, even if people don't want to work with you, or they think that you're trying to get views out of them, don't let that get you down, because true or not, like, yeah, you're trying to grow something, and like eventually things will fall into place. You just got to keep trying. Right. So I firmly believe that even though we're not as successful as I'd like to be right now, that if we keep trying new things, we meet the right people, like things will fall into place. Like, we'll find a way. So yeah, whereas the Brotherhood of Gaming is going in their direction, well, again, we're gonna keep working on reviews, keep trying to come up with new ideas, new things, try to come up with faster paces, try to make it to these people, meet people.
Try to keep doing the Tales of Retrospective.
Yeah, again, that's there too. So, again, with you guys, your ongoing support that you've been.
If I had a New Year's resolution, that'd be my one thing to really, knuckle down on the Tales of Retrospective.
Well, we got 5 episodes out this year. So.
Well, just one game though. We have a lot more games to do, and I really want to just knuckle down, hit that hard.
Yeah, like Fantasia, that was the hardest one.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys for your ongoing support. We hope that this was encouraging to some of you, like who are trying to get started or just having general problems finding out what you want to do in your direction. Don't give up. So, yeah, we'll find out where we go from here, and you guys are on the road with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's all we have. You have anything you want to add?
Oh, do I have anything I want to add? Well, I started a new vlog channel if anyone's interested.
Yeah, tell them about that.
Well, I just kind of wanted my own little place. We took one of the old channels that we had, and nothing was happening on it. So I kind of transformed it into my own little place. It's called Dark Alley Analysis.
This be mutiny.
I plan on doing critical analysis on things ranging from comic books to video games to anime. There's actually several animes I want to review. I'll be putting them on there, so in case anyone cares, just let you know.
Well, guys, thank you for your ever ongoing support from the Gaming. William Morris and Eugene Morris signing off.
Bye.
Live long and prosper, kids.